Kathy Lette, wonderful to have you on the show. What did you think when you saw that this book, Shy Girl, had been pulled from shelves in the UK and the US?
Well, I was absolutely thrilled because, ghostwriters are bad enough. All those celebrities who put a novel out pretending that they've written it when they've been created and crafted by real writers. But a machine-written novel is a whole other level of fraud to me. So, yeah, I was really thrilled.
Readers were the first to raise the alarm.
It's so empty. It's flat in every way. Themes, characters, plot, writing. And that is because, in my opinion, large chunks of this book were written with assistance from a generative AI. And generative AI does not think or feel or have opinions.
Now, horror novel Shy Girl has become the first book to be cancelled over suspicions AI was used in large portions of the writing.
According to the New York Times, earlier this year, results from an AI detection program indicated that the book was, get this, 78% AI generated. The publisher says...
So what are the implications for writers, for readers, and for the publishing industry as AI seeps into new and frightening corners of our creative industries? I'm Daniel James, and you're listening to 7am. Today, beloved Aussie author Kathy Lette on how AI slop is threatening the future of young writers and how to protect our art from the onslaught of bots. It's Friday, April 3. Kathy, it took readers making AI accusations about Shy Girl before the publishers cottoned on. This clip from YouTuber Frankie Shelf racked up over 1 million views earlier this year.
Is that it's a feeling. It is an unshakable feeling that a person would not write like that. And again, I haven't brought up...
Do you reckon you would be able to spot an AI written book yourself?
I think I would, yeah. I mean, it's a bit like when you taste margarine and you think that's not butter. Or, when you taste that awful vegan kind of carb-free carob chocolate and you think that's not chocolate. Or that non-alcoholic wine, that's not a good Pinot. I mean, I think I could taste the inauthenticity, but, more gullible readers may not. So, yeah, we've got to call these people out. I think, though, there is a great novel to be written about an author who writes a book with AI thinking they're going to get away with it, then they get caught. I don't know if you read Yellowface, which was about an author.
No, but I do actually have it in my collection that I am going to read it, yeah.
It's a good premise of an author stealing the work of her dead friend. So this could become, like a really in joke if the author who's been caught out in this scam now writes a novel about what that was like. Yeah.
Actually, that's a good way of thinking about AI as our dead friend.
Yeah, exactly. That's right.
We should point out that the author, Mia Ballard, has denied using AI to write the book, but says an acquaintance she hired to edit the novel did use AI. Now she says her name has been ruined. Should there be more checks and balances from publishers and from authors to ensure something like this doesn't happen?
Yeah. I mean, first of all, I don't quite believe her excuse because if you hire someone to edit your work, they're usually trimming it. No author would ever allow someone else to write. A real author wouldn't allow someone else to write their work for them. I mean, I think it's impossible as an author not to have all work and no plagiarism. We do borrow things. I mean, Bridget Jones' Diary the whole plot was borrowed from Pride and Prejudice.
Yep.
Stephen Fry wrote a really great update of The Count of Monte Cristo. I mean, and if I overhear a conversation at dinner, I will use it and write it up in my book. So we do borrow, but to let AI write your whole novel and not to admit it is a borrowing too far.
And it's also at the point now where a lot of software programs that you use, whether it's Microsoft Word or Google Docs, have AI assistants that can prompt you to sort of like condense like a 3-word passage if you want to. Is it getting almost impossible for authors to not have at least a fingerprint of AI in their work?
Oh, I would say to authors, don't ever put your work into AI because then you are feeding the machine. You're adding to the engine. So you have to absolutely resist the temptation to use AI in that way.
Yeah. The US and UK have both brought in a kind of certification process where you can verify that your book is written by a human and get a logo on the cover, kind of like the Australian made tick. How far does that go to ensuring authenticity?
I think that is going to help a lot. we say the food that we're eating, you always have to read exactly how many calories and how much sugar and that kind of thing. I think we should know what we're consuming intellectually, what if it's nourishing or not. So, I think we should pay authors the same respect as we do food products. I mean, what is there to say about AI, especially when it can say everything for us? But then again, can it really? What AI says is not original nor unique. And that's what writers are for. I mean, AI can copycat, but it can't create, which is why AI firms have to be legally bound to tell copyright owners which of our individual works they've gobbled up to feed their ravenous data machine. I mean, copyright is a writer's lifeblood, as you know, which is why artificial intelligence companies must not be allowed to use copyright protected work without permission. I mean, it's stealing, for goodness sake. I know we're convict stock, but, please don't steal our ideas. It's all we've got.
Coming up, is the Australian government moving fast enough on AI? Kathy, the reason books like this one are able to slip through is because on paper, AI is getting better at sort of deceiving people with its writing. And that's because companies, like you said, like Anthropic and OpenAI have ignored copyright law and used books written by authors like you and me to a lesser extent to train their programs. How damaging is that for the industry and for the next generation of writers?
Look, I think it's absolutely vital that governments protect Australians' creativity from extinction by enshrining ownership of our work. Otherwise, all our wondrous Aussie artists will go the way of the Tasmanian tiger and the desert bandicoot and the Capricorn rabbit rat and all those other rare and exotic species that have been sadly lost forever. Don't write off our writers, protect us. Because, society would be so much sadder without our wit and wisdom and our pith and our perspicacity, don't you think?
Whatever that last word meant, yes.
Perspicacity means absolutely very, very sharp perception, which you have, obviously.
Love it. The Australian government is looking at overhauling copyright laws to force AI giants to disclose what content they're using to train their bots, and so that it's easier for creatives to go after these companies for compensation.
Yeah.
It's also ruled out giving AI companies free copyright exemption after Aussie artists spoke out at a Senate estimates hearing last year.
What we're talking about here is really quite simple. Some of the largest companies in the world are asking for handouts from the Australian government. They want access to Australian culture and creativity for free.
We can have exciting AI investment and a booming tech sector without pillaging our culture and selling out our artists. We can have both.
I don't think at the moment, AI understands what a lounge room in Shepparton, Victoria smells like.
Are these good steps, and do you think the government is moving fast enough to protect writers?
No, they need to move much, much faster because so is AI. I mean, I'm very good friends with Stephen Fry, who's an AI expert, and we discuss this a lot, and I often send him lists of things AI can't do, like limerence, which, that lovely feeling when you fall in love for the first time, that beautiful feeling, limerence. Orgasms. Apparently it can't recreate orgasms when it's reading audiobooks and stuff. It can't do armpit farts. So I send him these lists of things that AI can't do, and he just always says to me, not yet. So, it's moving so quickly and learning so fast. And, Stephen thinks it's overwhelming as well. He wants to get me a bracelet. We're going to both wear a bracelet that just says TGIO. Thank God I'm old. Because, we won't have to deal with the fallout of AI for all that long. But for young writers, it's a clear and present danger. He also says not regulating AI is like not regulating nuclear power. It has the power to be, obviously it has the potential to work for good, but it also could bring so much destruction.
What would real protection look like to you, Kathy?
Not allowing AI to train on our work, end of. We need a creative condom or something to protect us from their intrusion. So, yeah, they just shouldn't be allowed to train on our work and protect our copyright.
And finally, how big a danger do you think AI is for writers? Does it put your job at risk, or are there always going to be things humans can do, especially in the creative space and in the writing space, that AI cannot?
Well, as we said earlier, it can't have an original or unique idea. It's just like a magpie. It just takes from everybody else. But it is a danger. I mean, it's a shame because, AI could actually, if it's regulated, it could be so helpful for all of us. But, it's a very powerful machine, but we need to build it ethically and fairly and protect our writers at the same time. I mean, things are going so fast and getting so out of control now. I kind of want to go back to the days of quill and ink and carrier pigeons and smoke signals, things that we can trust and control.
I'm actually seriously looking at getting myself a dip pen just to be part of the resistance.
Oh, I know, part of the resistance, that's right. I've gone back to writing letters to people longhand and actually posting them. Because, then it's just between me and the person receiving it. I don't have to worry about anything being stolen or copied or whatever. So, yeah, we're definitely heading into very uncharted and treacherous waters. So, yeah, hold tight.
Well, Kathy, thanks so much for your time. You can expect my thank you note in the mail any day now.
That's lovely. And I'll send you back a smoke signal in return.
Thanks.
Bye.
Seven AM is a daily show from Solstice Media. It's made by Atticus Bastow, Ariel Richards, Chris Dengate, Crystal Keller, Nicole Johnston, Travis Evans, Zoltan Fetcho, and me, Daniel James. Our theme music is by Ned Beckley and Josh Hogan of Envelope Audio. Over the long weekend, we'll be bringing you more fresh episodes, including tomorrow's look at the budget dilemma that the Labor government is facing. Voters want relief, the Reserve Bank wants restraint, and the Treasurer is stuck in the middle. See you then.